Is it on right now? That's the question. Are you ready? If I'm ready and you're ready, then we're both ready at the same time. Here we go. Ready? Here's the take. 3, 2, 1. And then after I put the 1 down, then I'm going to go. Okay, that's my turn. Okay, here we go. I'm Brad J for Tame Your Talent, broadcasting to podcasting, your online announcer training. Today, what are we going to talk about? We've talked about so many great things as far as announcing goes, but let's talk about voice of calm. What do you do if you're at an event and someone gets injured and you're the announcer? Do you speculate and say, oh, it looks like he hurt his knee right there, or maybe he hurt his arm right there? Do you speculate? No, you definitely don't do that. That's one thing, because you have no idea what the extent of that injury is. So we like to call that voice of calm. Now, something that I've been known for in the announcing world, and you can ask any one of the directors, any one of the producers that I work for, and when I announce, whether it's X Games, Olympics, or whatever the case may be, they always like the way I bring the voice of calm in. And the voice of calm can happen at an injury, and it can happen in mainstream sports, it can happen in action sports. And the first thing that I always do, if you have an athlete, he goes down and crashes, or she's hurt, he's hurt, they're in the middle of the course, you stop, you take a breath, and then you lower your tone of voice and say, we have the greatest medical staff on hand to tend to every single one of these athletes' needs. So you make sure you get that out right away, because the director at this point is probably pretty busy, not knowing what to do, where to go to, and that's where you can help out. The voice of calm is always propping the medical staff that is on site, whatever the case may be, whatever sport you're announcing. That is what you do. You bring calm over the audience, and that's how you say, we have the greatest medical staff on hand. And once again, you do not speculate on an injury. You do never come back and say, it looks like he hurt his knee pretty bad on that one. Nothing to do with that at all. You leave that one completely alone, all right? And then you also just want to make everyone feel comfortable about it. And that's when I talk about the voice of calm, tending to the athlete's needs, greatest medical staff on hand. And then another thing that gets overlooked, and it gets overlooked so much, is the DJ's level of his music. In an athlete injury, the director or the producer at that point is probably pretty busy trying to see where he's going to go to from that moment. So he's talking with whoever's in the truck, or he's talking to someone on the headset. He's getting orders from someone else. He might not notice, and the DJ might not notice, because usually their heads are buried in their music trying to plan the next song out. They might not see the injury. That's where you, as the announcer, can take that step forward and you can help out. You let that DJ know, hey, lower the music just a little bit. Bring that music down just a little bit. You don't have to come all the way out with the music, but one of the most important things when it comes down to it, if the medical staff is on hand, they're tending to that athlete's needs, they're asking the athlete questions, you don't need to fight the music. And if the music is too loud, then they can't communicate, and they can't take care of the athlete what he needs to. And a lot of people just miss it. So if you want to take that extra step and go further, you help out and you make sure wherever your DJ is at, hey buddy, lower the music. Have him bring down the music. Okay, now the key here is, if it's not a very serious injury, or if the athlete regains consciousness, or he gets back to his feet and he's walking up and he puts his hand in the air, that's where you get the whole entire crowd to give respect and applause for that athlete. That builds it back into competition mode. And that's what you want to do. You want to bring it back into the competition mode. You don't want to have the guy taken off on a stretcher. He puts his hand up and just gives you a thumbs up. No one says anything. And then you start the competition out. That doesn't build it back up. One of the things I like to do, let me put you in this position. The athlete has been injured. You've said everything, greatest medical staff, tending to our athlete's needs, all that has been said, okay? Now it comes to the point the athlete gets up, he puts his hands, acknowledges the crowd. That's when you go, and that's when I would say at this point, all right, I want everyone in the house here today, put your hands together. He's tougher than nails, he's back up, let's hear it for him. And then insert athlete's name at that point, and the crowd will go crazy. And if you even tell the crowd, I want you to all stand up. And what that does, it builds the momentum back up. They take the athlete off. The next athlete's ready to come in, and you have got it back on point. And that's how you do it. That's how you bring it back. So if we've learned anything on voice of calm, never, absolutely never speculate on the injury. Always be the voice of calm to calm everyone down, especially if the injury looks like it was pretty bad. Then you definitely want to be the voice of calm. Also, make sure that the DJ is on point and he knows to bring music levels down or bring music levels up when you get the crowd to applaud back for him when he gets up. And last but definitely not least, get that crowd to go off on that person. If he acknowledges and puts a hands up, even if he's in a stretcher and he gives you a thumbs up from the stretcher, you get that crowd to go absolutely crazy and put it up there. That brings the momentum back and you're back into the show. And that, my friends, is your voice of calm. Tame your talent. I'm Brad J., your host, broadcasting to podcasting. That's how we do it when we talk about the voice of calm.